My garden soil was dry, dead, and lifeless, until I poured in one thing from my kitchen: fermented rice water. 3 days later, I saw something I hadn't seen in years. Earthworms. Dozens of them. And that was just the beginning. Main story: from dead soil to living earth. I've been gardening most of my life. Some years are good, others not so much. But this past year something changed. My soil didn't just struggle, it stopped living. The dirt was hard, dry, and cracked like old clay. Even weeds wouldn't grow. I knew something was deeply wrong. I tried compost. I tried bagged organic soil from the store. I even tried soaking the ground for hours, hoping water alone would wake it up. Nothing worked. Then I remembered something from many years ago. Something we used to do back when we had little money but plenty of patience. We'd rinse rice before cooking, and instead of throwing that water away, we'd use it in the garden. But not just any rice water, we let it ferment first. I thought, why not try that again? So I did. What is fermented rice water and why does it work? Fermented rice water is the cloudy liquid you get after soaking or rinsing raw rice, then letting it sit for a day or two at room temperature. Simple, right? But don't let the simplicity fool you. It's a powerful natural soil tonic. When you ferment rice water, the starches and natural sugars break down into lactic acid bacteria and beneficial microbes. And microbes are the key to soil life. They feed the bacteria that feed the fungi that feed the roots that feed your plants. It's a whole underground ecosystem, and this little jar of rice water wakes it up. Here's what happens when you pour fermented rice water into your garden. It stimulates microbial activity in the soil. Those microbes break down organic material, releasing nutrients naturally. Earthworms, which follow microbial activity like a trail of breadcrumbs, return to the soil. Earthworm castings enrich the soil even further, adding nitrogen, potassium, and phosphorus, the three main nutrients plants need. It's like setting off a chain reaction, one that doesn't require chemicals, doesn't cost a dime, and doesn't harm the planet. Exactly how I did it, step by step. Here's the exact process I followed. No guessing, no guesswork. I took half a cup of plain white rice. You can use any type: jasmine, basmati, long grain. I added 4 cups of non-chlorinated water. If you only have tap water, let it sit uncovered overnight. I rinsed the rice, gave it a good swirl, and saved that second rinse water. Cloudy, starchy, perfect. I poured that water into a clean glass jar, covered it loosely with cheesecloth, and let it sit on the counter for 2 days. After 2 days, it had a mild sour smell. Not unpleasant, just like something that had come alive. I walked it out to my dead garden bed and slowly poured it right onto the soil. No digging, no mixing, just poured it and walked away. That was it. The next day, the ground felt different. Softer, slightly moist even though it hadn't rained. And by day 3, when I dug my hand into the soil, I saw something I hadn't seen in almost a year. Worms. Dozens of them. Fat, moving, healthy. They weren't just back, they were building. I was amazed. Why worms matter more than you think. If you're an old gardener like me, you know worms are pure gold in your soil. They're the quiet heroes working below the surface, tunneling through the earth, breaking down organic matter, and keeping the soil healthy. Every tunnel a worm creates improves soil aeration, letting oxygen reach plant roots. This helps roots grow deeper and stronger. The castings worms leave behind are like natural fertilizer, rich in nitrogen, potassium, and phosphorus, the essential nutrients plants crave. Without worms, soil becomes compacted, dry, and lifeless. Plants struggle to grow because their roots can't breathe or get nutrients easily. Worms transform dirt into a living, breathing ecosystem. Their work feeds bacteria and fungi that help plants absorb nutrients and resist diseases. It's a delicate balance that worms help maintain. The beauty of fermented rice water is that it invites these creatures back gently. It doesn't force life into the soil. It creates a welcoming environment. It wakes up the dormant life beneath our feet and restores the garden's natural rhythm. The next day, the ground felt different. Softer, slightly moist even though it hadn't rained. And by day 3, when I dug my hand into the soil, I saw something I hadn't seen in almost a year. Worms. Dozens of them. Fat, moving, healthy. They weren't just back, they were building. I was amazed. The science behind the simplicity. This isn't magic. It's biology. When rice water ferments, the starch breaks down into lactic acid bacteria and other microbes. These microbes are vital for soil health. They boost nutrient cycling, breaking down organic matter to release nutrients naturally. Help plants absorb minerals more efficiently, improving growth and health. Attract earthworms and beneficial insects by creating a thriving underground ecosystem. Balance soil pH, making the soil less acidic or alkaline and friendlier for plants. Suppress harmful pathogens, reducing plant diseases and the need for pesticides. Applying fermented rice water once can shift your soil's environment from dry and lifeless to moist, active, and full of life. Weekly applications continue to build this healthy ecosystem over time. The next day, the ground felt different, softer, slightly moist even though it hadn't rained. And by day 3, when I dug my hand into the soil, I saw something I hadn't seen in almost a year. Worms. Dozens of them. Fat, moving, healthy. They weren't just back, they were building. I was amazed. Additional benefits of worms and healthy soil. Improved water retention. Healthy soil with worms holds moisture better, reducing the need for constant watering, especially important during dry spells. Enhanced root growth. Worm tunnels create pathways for roots to expand and access nutrients and water deeper underground. Natural pest control. Some beneficial insects attracted by this healthy soil environment prey on harmful pests, helping protect your plants naturally. Reduced soil erosion. Worm activity helps bind soil particles together, preventing erosion caused by wind and rain. Carbon sequestration. Healthy soil stores carbon, helping combat climate change. Your garden becomes a small part of a global solution. Practical tips for using fermented rice water effectively. Use filtered or rainwater if possible. Chlorine and other chemicals in tap water can kill beneficial microbes. Ferment your rice water in a clean glass jar with a breathable cover like cheesecloth to allow gases to escape. If you want to speed up fermentation, keep the jar in a warm, not hot, shaded spot. 2 to 3 days is usually enough. Before applying, gently stir the fermented water to mix the microbes evenly. Apply during cooler parts of the day, early morning or late evening, to avoid killing microbes with the sun's heat. Use the water on bare soil to help microbes reach the ground directly. Avoid pouring it over thick mulch. For very dry or compacted soil, pre-wet the ground lightly before applying fermented rice water. Keep a small weekly routine. You'll notice gradual improvement in soil softness, moisture, and life returning. Common questions and troubleshooting. What if my fermented rice water smells bad? A mild sour smell is normal and means fermentation is happening. If it smells rotten or extremely foul, discard and start fresh. Can I use leftover rice water from cooking? Yes, but make sure it's unsalted and free from oils or spices, which can harm soil microbes. Will this attract pests? No, beneficial microbes and earthworms generally help keep pests in balance. Avoid overwatering, which can create conditions for unwanted critters. How long until I see results? Some changes happen within days, like earthworms returning. Full soil transformation can take weeks to months depending on soil condition. Staying patient and embracing the process. Gardening with fermented rice water is a gentle journey, not a quick fix. It's important to stay patient and keep nurturing your soil consistently. Sometimes you might not see dramatic changes right away. That's normal. Nature works on its own schedule. Healthy soil builds slowly. Microbes multiply, earthworms move back in, and plant roots grow stronger day by day. Here are some tips to stay on track. Keep a simple routine. Apply fermented rice water once a week and observe small changes. Don't get discouraged. If you don't see immediate results, your soil is still responding underground. Combine with good gardening habits. Regular watering, adding organic matter like compost, and avoiding harsh chemicals will help speed up recovery. Watch your soil's texture. Softer, crumbly soil with more earthworm activity means you're on the right path. Celebrate small wins. Even spotting a single earthworm means your soil is waking up. Remember, the soil beneath our feet is a living world. With care and patience, even the most tired garden can bloom again. I once thought my garden was lost, too dry and hard to fix. But with fermented rice water, I saw life return to my soil. Worms came back, the earth softened, and plants started growing stronger. It's simple, it's natural, and it's a gentle reminder that sometimes the smallest things, like leftover rice water, can make the biggest difference. Give it a try. Nurture your soil, and it will nurture you back with a garden full of life.